Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. As always, I am Boser, and this is your Monday Night Geek Out Sesh. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Thanks for being patient, you guys. As you know, or maybe you don't know, doing this kind of thing, you're going to run into a lot of technical difficulties. Anytime that you, on the regular, weekly, bring in a guest, you never know what kind of things you're going to run into. So thank you so much for everyone who hung around, waited for our late start time, and that's fine. That just means we're going to go late tonight. So thanks for hanging out. And if you haven't already, hit that command QOTD for the question of the day, which some of you already found, which I want to know, what's the story behind your username? Everyone's got a fun username, and there's something behind it, and I always want to know. So I'm going to ask my guest that same question as soon as he is live with us. But if you're just tuning in, maybe live here on Twitch or afterward on YouTube, we do this every Monday night at normally 8:30 Eastern Standard, and we have a guest. Oh, thank you, Ike, for the bringing in your new viewers. We do this every Monday night. We have a guest, and we geek out loud, and we talk about cosplay, streaming, comics, movies, whatever they geek out about. I want to know about it, and we just hang out. And at the end of the stream, we play some ridiculous game. So stick around, because we're going to do the same with our guests today. And at the end of the stream, we're going to invite a bunch of embarrassing questions. So stick around for that. She Anime, thank you, She Anime, past guest here on the FGBG channel. They are an alum of the FGBG Geek Out Sesh. So thank you so much. We're live on Twitch. You guys, I want to know, what's the story behind your username? Like Alex said, here, that's his name, and then his favorite color is yellow, but also on Instagram, it was first 3 cosplays. If you don't know about Boser, it's actually a shortened version of Boser Hund, which is German for mad dog-ish adjacent, and it all stems from... Cat Lady! Yes! Thank you, Cat Lady! Or thank you, Ike, for gifting to Cat Lady. Thanks for showing up. It comes from, actually, my German teacher, where I met my wife. She sat behind me, and she looked hella hot, so I asked her out. But our German teacher is the most meek person that I think I've ever met in my life. He had a mustache and this, like, bowl cut, and he was just so sweet. And we walked all over him. But we found out he rode to school on a Harley Davidson motorcycle. And so we're like, oh yeah, you're like Mad Dog. Or like, what's Mad Dog in German? Oh, it'd be like Boser Hund. And he was like, not quite. And then I got an Xbox that year and I needed a gamer tag. And I was like, Herr Langton, here you go. This is for you. So that's where Boser Hund came from. And when we started the channel, I went by Boser because it's easier. So what about you? I see that, let's see. John says for QOTD, for Insta, it's basically just my name. For here, a mix of my name and simply the fact that I am a geek who enjoys art. Okay, so there you go. Knight of Bloodhaven said, my username is a combination between my favorite character in KO. Help me out. KO. What's KO? Knights of what? The Republic. And Freakish. I thought you had something. I have absolutely no memory how I got my username. He blacked out during his username. But I'm really curious how my guest got his username because I hope it's not his actual government name, but we're going to find out in just a few seconds when we bring him in. But as we bring him in, I want to know, I want to hear you applaud. I want to see some emojis in the chat. I want you to give it up for the one, the very only Crash Cosplay. Hey!
Heyo! What is up, guys? Boser, what's happening, bud?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just on Twitch with a cool guy that's on my show.
You're too kind. You're too kind. I'm on Twitch with a cool guy, too. Who are you on Twitch with?
It's this guy. I mean, he's not actually a big deal. I just want to gas him up, make him feel like a big deal. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean?
Yeah, no, you got to do that with, special guests.
Sure. Welcome, Crash!
I got to tell you, right before this, right after you went live, yeah. I had my water behind my mic, and I was like, oh, I'll probably knock it over there. I'm not going to knock it over. And then I thought I knocked it over. I didn't. I reached for my glass and ended up knocking it over. So it happened. And my entire desk, water everywhere. And the worst part, I was like, I'm going to drink a glass of water and then I can get into the booze. Well, this is my glass of water now. So
there you go. And you did it.
And that's it. We're going straight into it. Now I can feel good about myself. Not necessarily drink, but,
I just skip the booze, or skip the water, I'm sorry. I never skip the booze.
Straight to the booze.
That's right. For those who don't know, I generally am always a touch buzzed on stream because, I don't know, I get nervous. And this helps. So, thank you, Crash, for joining me on a Geek Out session on a Monday night. This has been a long time coming. Like, honestly, Alec in the chat, one of our moderators, thank you for bringing us together.
Absolutely. He is the only reason. I don't understand how one person on Twitch can be responsible for so much, for so many collabs and engagement. Like, it's insane. It's insane. It's awesome. He brings awesome people together.
So, for those who don't know, our best friend, Alec, let's just give a quick little shout out to Alec. You're going to go, enter, there you go. Go show them some love because Alec is. We're gonna actually have a Geek Out session with Alec in April on his birthday, and I'm really excited about it. But this is not about Alec. No offense to you, Alec. This is about you, Crash. So I gotta know, where did the name Crash come from?
So when I was I used to post cosplay stuff on my personal Instagram, and it was like, yeah, it's my personal Instagram. It's also cosplay, and who cares? Blah, blah, blah. And I realized my branding sucks. I need something cool, right? So I decided I wanted to do Shui cosplay because my first cosplay was Flash. And in the future of the DC universe, Shui means cool or badass. It's a futuristic word, right? Okay. So it was going to be Shui cosplay. I was like, imagine that, we do a photo shoot or something. They're like, what's your tag? Shui cosplay. That would be horrible to have to try to have people spell. Yeah, exactly. It's like SCHWAY cosplay. It would just be a nightmare.
You made that up.
So I went with Crash because Crash is used the same way, but it's only in the animated series. And I was like, Crash, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna do Crash cosplay. And here we are.
And I think Crash kind of somehow embodies your energy. Like when I watch your streams and when I hear about you and when I talk to you, it's just like a lot of things are crashing together, and that either someone's going to be dead or it's at least going to be a good story.
It worked out really nicely, especially considering how often I have technical issues on my stream. It worked out perfect.
It helps a lot because, honestly, we are seconds away from having merch called FGBG Technical Difficulties. We have them all the time, way too often.
You need it. Absolutely. Now, when I first picked Crash Cosplay, it was from the cosplay universe, just to have my Instagram like that and to help brand myself in that universe. I didn't start Twitch until about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
And same. Honestly, we didn't start here on Twitch either. It was a lot on YouTube and Instagram. But when COVID hit, all of us, we had to find a way that we could all continue to collaborate, because FGBG, 4 Geeks by Geeks, is not just my channel, it's a group of us that we make things together. Yeah. And so, we had to find some way to go.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Kent's here! Hey, Kent! Oh, wow, he's not following you guys. Wow.
Kent, I just met you and I'm already mad.
Kent, if you don't know, is my twin brother.
Oh!
So he's actually a room right next to me, yeah.
Really could throw something and we could hear it maybe?
Well, if I could throw it through the wall, he'd hit. I got crayons. I got all these crayons. I actually have a good story about my crayons. I'll throw crayons. I bought 3 packs of crayons and I lost 2 of the packs, so I just have random crayons all over my desk. I keep picking them up.
But what's the reason? There we go. What's the reason? The crayons.
The crayons, these crayons started out. I've gone through many iterations of my stream. My stream used to be in the back of the room. I used to, on the backboard, have little note cards. And every time I'd get a sub, I did a custom, note card drawing. And I'm horrible at drawing. So it looked like a 2-year-old did it. Drawing of their name. And then pin it on the board. So that's what these crayons are for. And I refuse to let them die because I feel like I'm going to come up with some other use for them.
I mean, I just picture you like coloring on some placemat somewhere.
Listen, it would be a lie to say that I have not done that more recently, very recently.
Crash, honestly, thank you so much for coming on. We keep moving around. Actually, full disclosure, he was scheduled earlier in the year, but things happened, and I asked him to move. And so, thank you for moving for a second time. And
absolutely.
So, tell me, let's go back in the childhood of Crash. So for those who don't know what a Geek Out Sash, this is where we really peer apart the psyche of my guest, and we just pick apart his brain and figure out like what makes them tick.
You don't want to do that. Let's go for it though.
My psych degree is good for anything. So when did you first hate your father? I'm just kidding.
When my dad. We want to talk about my mom. That's a difference.
When did you first? Because we're all about geeking out here on this channel. So, like, when was the first time you're like, you know what? I'm going to fully embrace my geek.
Honestly, I don't even remember. My dad, I learned how to read by reading comic books. Like my dad sat me down and was like, comic books are a great way to teach kids how to read too, by the way, because they see the words and they see what's happening on the panel and they can like connect the dots. So like, I don't even remember. I just remember always being a geek and a nerd. And like when I grew up, and I'm sure when you grew up too, Boser, it wasn't cool. Like now it's cool. I remember wearing a Superman shirt to school and being made fun of. And now it's like the coolest thing to be a nerd, to be a geek. Yeah. And I'm loving it. It's about damn time. But I don't remember when. We
are in the time to where geek is cool to be a geek. And I kind of feel like a fake fan a little bit because I've always loved like Spider-Man and X-Men and like the geeky stuff. But I didn't really lean into it until maybe like, I don't know, 4 years ago.
Oh, so you were just like, you liked them, but you weren't like into it.
Yeah, I wasn't like a proponent for this culture like I am now. Like, that's what this whole channel is about. Yeah, hashtag fake Boser. We're going to make some shirts next. That's what this whole channel is about. Just like embracing your geek, and your tribe will find you once you do. So thank you for being the predecessor for everyone.
Well, it's hashtag poser Boser. You got a brand, right?
Jeez, why are you better at making your merch than I am?
We need a collab. Crash collab merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you need some crayons, man. That's
Remind me of hashtag poser Boser.
Okay, added to reminders.
Thank you.
Oh,
there we go.
All right, it's added.
So you've been doing this ever since you were like a kid, but did you always like cosplay, or when did that start?
Not cosplay. So I've always been into comics and I've always read comics since I was a kid. My uncle, my dad, they were super into comics. We were just raised that way. We were just always into comics and superheroes. And I think as far as being raised with like icons and people to look up to, a lot of people, you know, they'll look up to an astronaut or this or that. And in my head, I always looked up to the superheroes, Superman, Flash, like they're amazing. I didn't start cosplaying until I think 2015. I think,
recent.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, so fairly recent.
It feels fairly recent, but it gets less and less recent. But 2015 doesn't feel like that far long ago for me.
Cosplay itself is fairly recent, believe it or not, because like we were. I mean, obviously we had like we'd dress up for Halloween and stuff. We made our own superheroes. My cousin, which is actually Knight, Kent and I, we'd make our own superheroes and cosplay as them on Halloween. And I think it's really that bridge of us knowing us and me knowing I was into that and actually defining what that was as cosplay, right? Because it's very. You're doing all the same things, you're doing all the stuff, you're going to cons, you're dressing up, but there's not a name for it. And in 2015, I think that's when cosplay kind of became sort of what it is today and known. And that's where I go, that's what it is. That's what I love to do. That's awesome.
Which is beautiful because it took somebody doing something that they loved, dressing up, something we all did, but like really like leaning in and just like making this a thing.
And cosplay actually dates back to the 1800s, believe it or not. Yeah, it's under not cosplay, but costume play is actually recorded as far back as the 1800s. Here in America is when it started. So a lot of people think it's like it started in Japan or what have you because of a lot of the anime cosplays, and people just assume. But it was actually America in the 1800s. Costume play was a thing.
And was it like Halloween, or this was like they had a 1800 Comic-Con?
Just I would assume it was like then you just dress up. I assume it's like a dinner party and you pick a theme and like a costume dinner party and they call it. I don't know if they had murder mysteries back then. It probably real murders.
Yeah,
and then solving the mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's probably what it was. But yeah, I think that's super interesting about cosplay when you actually go back into the foundation of it. That it is actually a very old thing. It's just only recently coming back into the scope of things.
And so, like, what do you specifically love to geek out with? Like, when you cosplay, like, what feels good about it? Why do you keep doing it?
I like challenging myself creatively. So every cosplay I do, it's usually something off the wall that I have to do that I haven't done before. In terms of crafting that cosplay or doing something in a shoot that I haven't done before. So like when I cosplay the Flash, I never have a prop. Flash doesn't have a prop, right? So Kent actually made me this helmet over here. Where I don't know, can you see it? I think you can. Yeah. This helmet over here, Ken actually made that for me. He made it for me just to have around, just to like put it up and display it. But I ended up using it in my cosplay because it is a copy of Jake Garrick, the original Flash's helmet, which doesn't go with my cosplay, which is Wally. But that added a prop that I could use with my cosplay. So I think it's about evolution, it's about change, and about challenging myself to try bigger and better things with designing something. And I think the impact is huge too. With younger kids, there's this one kid that was crying at a con, and I just enjoy it. I do it with friends a lot. You know, there's this one kid that's crying at a con, and he's wearing a shirt with the Justice League on it, and I went up to him, and he had Flash on there, obviously, the Justice League, and I pointed to his shirt, and I was like, you see that's me, and we just had this like interaction, and at the end of it, the kid was just smiling and wasn't crying anymore, and I think just that's so huge, the fact that you can impact someone like that just through cosplay, just through having fun.
I mean, the Comic-Con is basically Disney World for nerds and for children that their parents raised them right and on movies and comics, and then they take them to these places and every one of their heroes is literally walking around. I never got that as a kid because Comic-Cons weren't quite, I don't know what they were now, and it just wasn't the culture I was raised in. But I can't imagine being a child and the Flash walking up to me, approaching me, and saying, "Hey, cheer up, kid. Things are gonna be okay."
Yeah,
I bet you changed his life forever.
I mean, I don't think, that would be really cool. But even if it was just for like 5 minutes or just for that day, I think makes it worth it, right? So that when I had that interaction, I was like, this is awesome. This is so cool. And obviously, when you dress up and go to cons, it's super cool to go do shoots and remake, panels that you're a fan of and to really embody the character. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, like my closest experience, the first time I really cosplayed, I actually went to a Renaissance fair. And I dressed up as Doctor Who.
Did you really? Which Doctor? 10?
No. A friend was 10. I was 11 because I looked a little more like 11.
You were 11. Okay.
And I didn't experience the Renaissance fair at all. All day people were calling us over because he was 10. I was 11. They're like, "Doctor, I need a doctor." And it was just like such a magical feeling to know that this thing I'm dressed as is having a visceral reaction with somebody else's culture, with their upbringing, with their like nostalgia, with who they are, what they identify with.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not gonna sit here and say like the attention's bad. Like, it's freaking awesome. Are you kidding me? When you're stopped and asked to take a picture, like, who am I? Who am I? Come on, please. It's awesome. And
we're not streamers because we don't want attention. Let's just call it what it is.
When we do Titans, I have a whole group. Knight and Kent are in it. I have a whole group that we do the Teen Titans together, but they're older, obviously Titans. We do a whole group of them, and when we only do that one day a con, because when we do it, we're just stopped every couple feet, and it's amazing. But you can't see anything. You don't get to see the con.
Yeah. No, you just have to be prepared. Like, I'm going to take pictures today. I'm not seeing any panels. I'm not seeing any guests.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is fine by me. I think it's about the people and the culture more than anything else. I'm kind of to the point with cons where I'm not a fan of the booths. I'm not a fan of the panels or getting pictures with certain celebrities. It doesn't interest me. What interests me is going and spending that time with friends and experiencing the culture together. I think is great.
Oh my god! I mean, cons are the same reason I'm doing this show right now. Is because all I want is more friends. I just want to connect with people and hang out and like geek out and just have something to talk about with strangers. Like, meeting new people and making that connection is the most addicting thing I think I have in my life.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's incredible. I think and that's something that's magical too about Twitch, I think. I mean, it brings people together, and I think through a creative outlet, which is like the coolest thing ever. And I love that.
Yeah, I think we're both going to owe Alec a ton of money if he's going to charge us $2 per friend.
That's going to be a lot of money.
And I'm seeing so many friends in the chat, like KM Dougal, I see Glitter Bomb, I see John, I see Freakish. All these people are just showing up. And then you brought Kent, you brought Knight, and like, these kind of things wouldn't happen without this opportunity that we're doing right now. So again, thank you. Thank you. Thank all of you in the chat. Thank Crash. Thank you.
I've been wanting to do this for a while. So we've been wanting to collab even before you did this like geek out thing. So I'm super hyped about it.
But you mentioned like Flash. Like, clearly you're wearing a Flash thing.
Yes.
And you cosplay as Flash a lot. Like, I'm curious, like, is there some personal connection that you feel like Crash has with you, or why Crash? Or why Flash?
So we decided when we were like, okay, we're going to go all in on this cosplay thing, right? We were like, okay, we need a group to do. Titans are freaking awesome. Let's do Titans. So we decided, okay, we're going to do Titans. Knight was like, Nightwing, hands down, favorite Titan. Kent was like, Superboy, duh, freaking love Superboy. And myself, I was like, man, Blue Beetle would be a cool build. And I was going to do Blue Beetle, and I was just thinking in my head, and I'm like, that's lame. That's honestly lame. And I've loved Flash since I was a kid. Superman is always my number one hero, but I've loved Flash for the person that he is. Red was never my favorite color. Blue is actually my favorite color. So I was thinking Blue Beetle, that would be cool. Okay. And then I was really thinking on it one night, and I thought, Flash, as far as a character, as far as a person, I love Flash a lot more. I like that. I mean, so you got the big three, right? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. And they started the Justice League. Those are the big three. They have insane powers. They have insane abilities. All the Flash does is run fast. He can do a lot with that power. But I think that chip on his shoulder of not being good enough is really unique to his character. And something of him always striving to be the best. And not quite there all the time, but always doing his best. I think that's something I really connected with. So that's why I wanted to do the Flash, is because him as a character, he was cool, his powers were awesome, but also him as a person was super cool to me.
Okay, so now you are literally like, Crash, we might be the same person in different universes. Because now you're using trigger words like, I just connected with not ever feeling good enough. Like, oh my god.
Like, oh no.
I mean, but that's literally, I talked about that a lot on this channel and on like past videos. And like, my greatest fear is not being enough for the people that I need to be enough for.
Yeah.
Like, you saying you identify with that like I do?
I think I am, and I think that also comes with Twitch too, and with what we do creatively, right? I think every time somebody subs, I go, what am I doing to make it worth it to them enough to where they feel comfortable, subbing to my channel? I need to always keep innovating, keep improving, keep doing something more. And I guess that kind of leads across with Flash, as far as a person goes. I always feel like I need to do more,
And for that same reason, I identify with Spider-Man. Like, I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Oh my gosh, you're wearing a Spider-Man sweater? I should have worn my Flash sweater. I didn't even think about it. Sweater? I have a Flash sweater.
Don't change. It's not too late.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna put on my Flash sweater real quick. We gotta do this. We gotta do this right. I'll be right back.
Okay, but while he changes, that's like literally the reason. Like, I love Spider-Man because, one, he has the same defense mechanism that I do, where when bad things happen, I'm gonna joke about it, or where if I did something really shitty and I feel bad about myself, I'm gonna joke about it. Like, we don't really want to feel the pain, so we're gonna joke about it. But because at the end of the day, we were terrified that we can't be enough for the people that we need to be enough for. So, oh my God, dab to fill time, Boser. Dab, 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 dab. This is the dream. This is the dream come true for me on a Geek Out Sesh that, like, I just vibe this well with a guest. So thank you all for enjoying this time with me. If you're having a good time, let me know. We do this every Monday, and we got more guests. Actually, we're going to take a couple of weeks off for a break, for like Christmas break. But in the new year, we're going to have plenty of new guests. So keep sticking around. God, I'm just like bearing my soul here tonight, and I had no idea. I wasn't ready for this. I didn't think this was going to be my night. I thought it was going to be the hype, but God, Crash is bringing out the vulnerability in me. So I'm curious, which superhero do you identify with? Because they identify everything wrong with you. Hey, he's back and he's got his Flash
sweater. Back! I got my Flash sweater. We're going. Look at this, buddy. Hey!
That was beautiful. Freakish, thanks for hanging out. He's got a piece, but this is really cool. Gonna look out for future streams. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. We'll see you soon. Good night.
I didn't get the memo about the Christmas sweaters,
I'm sorry, I didn't share it. I guess I selfishly. I was asking the stream, the chat, what characters they identify with, because they identify with the worst of themselves, like we are. And Kim McDougal said Squirrel Girl, and she also wants to see the art behind us.
Oh, okay, yeah, you go first.
I'm just gonna move. So it may not connect. It may not focus. Let me see if I can get it to focus. God, this is impossible. It's all reflecting too. Okay, so this is Critical Role. This is Deku in a really cool print. This is Miles Morales over there. And then behind me, I've got Goliath from Gargoyles.
Gargoyles? That is sick.
All from C2E2.
Respect for the Gargoyles.
Except for this middle one, which was given me by a critter at the fucking movie theater. I wore a Critical Role sweater. He's like, oh my God, I love Critical Role. Hang on, I've got something in my car. He ran out and gave me this poster.
Wow. Geek community, being awesome.
What do you got behind you?
I'll show you in just a sec. Let me know if my mic freaks out, because I gotta adjust this. Okay. Hold on a sec here. Gonna have to manually focus. All right.
Well, I touched it, but I can't reach it.
So if you see up there, I have a Flash, like big poster down there, which I haven't put up yet. I'm gonna put it up sometime. Right over here, that's Wally West. It's a print I got at Rose City Comic Con like 3 or 4 years ago. And all of these are my favorite Flash run ever. It's called The Trial of Flash. And it's actually every single issue. I've never ordered any of these online. I've only ever gotten them at cons. So I did a whole hunt thing where I had to buy them, but I couldn't buy them online. Had to be at cons. So during that time, hopefully that'll work better now. So I tracked them all down, and now I actually have them, and they work just fine. But it's my favorite run ever because it's the first instance that a superhero faced consequences, right? So the original story, the first. So the original story is the Flash. Something happens. I don't want to, I know it's been out forever, but you should read it. The Flash does something crazy, and he ends up killing Reverse Flash. Well, because he killed Reverse Flash, now he's on trial because it's still murder, and he killed him. Yeah, so that's the trial of Flash. It's 10 issues, and it's a fantastic run.
Alex says, now I'm never reading it.
Now you're never reading. Great.
Because you spoiled it. Good job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens in the first... The good part is the journey of him going through the court system, and even though he's a superhero and he could run away and it doesn't matter, he still stays. He shows up. And I think that's really important. And again, that's a testament to his character too, right? That he takes responsibility for his actions. So I think that's awesome.
That's the thing that I just love is somehow like all these artists and writers like Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, who wrote The Flash.
I mean, there were lots of writers. I personally like Jeff Johns' run. Okay. That's my favorite run of all time. It's incredible. But I actually don't know who wrote the Trial of Flash.
Written there.
Ones.
You figure it out.
It's
later.
probably written on them. I'll figure it out later. But
we need to make these mythical beings and bring them down to a human level, which only highlights further what makes us human.
I agree.
I love that.
What's really interesting too, I think, is that even if you take Superman for example, he's this mecha.
I need to push you on that. So while you're talking, tell us why Superman is your favorite, because I think he's the most generic piece of...
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do. He's the first superhero ever. Let's get that right. First ever in history superhero.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure he was copied off of Marvel's Shazam.
He was not. He was not. He was the first. He was the first. I will look this up. Anyway, I like that he has all this power. He has all these abilities. He's cool. But at the same point, he's still trying to figure out what it means to be human. And he's sacrificing his Kryptonian side with also his human side. And I think that struggle between the two is huge. And I love that he has all these abilities. It's something that changed in his childhood that shaped who he was is when Jonathan Kent died. So John Kent was his father, and he died of a heart attack. No matter how many powers, how many abilities that Superman had, and in some iterations he actually went back in time and he still couldn't save him. No matter what, he couldn't save everybody. So I feel like that altering his character and that added to him to him being who he is today, and him wrestling with his human side, that it's okay to fail, it's okay to make mistakes.
Okay. So what you're saying is Superman is boring, but Clark Kent is fantastic?
I think they're one and the same. I think Superman is Superman, and Clark Kent is his alter ego, right? So Superman is always Superman. That's who he is. Clark Kent is the alter ego. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I mean, he's like playing the part of a small town farm boy, even though he never was. He is Superman. That's really who he is. You're right. You're right. No, you're selling me on Superman, and in some ways, like Smallville, and it's a great show, but that did help me buy into the humanness of Superman.
Yeah, and I love that. I think it's really interesting. I think one of the best runs of Superman ever is All-Star Superman. Superman gets irradiated by the sun, and he gets basically told he has cancer now. So he's slowly dying, and he has to... we run through almost a Hercules set of feats, and he wants to complete before he dies. And he goes around, he does... It's interesting to see what he does from a character standpoint at the end of his life. So I recommend reading that run. It's a really good run. The artwork's a little wonky, but other than that.
Well, you're sure to sell me on reading comics in general, and DC in general, because I'm kind of more of a Marvel guy.
Buddy, we could go back and forth, man. The only character Marvel has original is Spider-Man and Namor. Everything else has been ripped.
You're probably right, but I can't wait to talk to you more about this off stream.
Okay,
but off stream, what I really want to know, as we're gearing up to answer some embarrassing questions, both of us, we've got a list of 400 questions we're going to answer. We're not going to answer all of them, but that means that you never know what kind of questions we're going to answer. But as we move closer to that, let's talk about your stream.
Okay.
You started with cosplay, but then you moved towards stream, like you said, because you were trying to create different content in the time that we needed to, a year and a half ago.
Well, I actually, I was working full-time in film and TV at the time, and I've worked for, humble brag here, but like MTV, CBS, Warner Brothers. So I was working full-time. I was actually working on the Ellen show. And
really?
Yeah. So I worked for Ellen on a full season, and I got an email one day after I transitioned to their digital side. Oh, Ellen was fantastic. All those people saying she was horrible.
I don't believe it. I don't believe.
Listen, she was just fine. But if you have a problem with the way that they reported and they ran things, most of the things they said were true. But that's the industry. That's every show I've ever worked on. Yeah. So if you have a problem with that, then you're not going to change the whole industry. That's just what it is. You know, I mean, you sign a contract for a season, you don't get any pats on the back or good jobs, and you don't know if you have another job until the next season rolls around. Sure. So, but anyway, I was working full time in there, and I was on Ellen. I switched over to their digital side, so I was doing I was doing a show with Kristen Bell on their YouTube, and I was doing more stuff on their digital side. I got an email one day when COVID first started happening, and they're like, "We don't know where this is going. We're postponed until further notice." We're just postponed. That's just it. So we closed down, and I needed a creative outlet. So I started streaming as just this way to work my brain, because I worked while I wasn't an official producer. I worked with the producers on different content and different segments that we could do on the show and brainstorming ideas. So having that creative outlet in my career was really positive. But when it shut down, I lost my creative outlet. Yeah. So I go, screw it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try streaming. I'm going to see how it's like. And I love the medium of TV and film. Mm-hmm. And since I come from Ellen, a lot of live broadcasts or live to tape, it made more sense to me to try live streaming for that creative outlet. So it wasn't even that I wanted to gain like a gigantic following or do any of this crazy stuff, although like that would be nice. It was for a creative outlet, so I didn't feel stagnant and I didn't feel like I was dropping the ball anywhere. Yeah and Crash, I hate to ramble, but Crash Cosplay, I originally did not want to stream under Crash Cosplay. I was like thinking maybe my real name, maybe this, maybe that. And then I realized, I'm like, why would I start from scratch? I already have this following and it gives me a hook. We'll go Crash Cosplay. Same as my Instagram. Boom. Switch it over and just cross-market that way. And that's what I thought with.
And I love that you're coming at this from like a marketing standpoint. Like, you're not an idiot. You clearly have experience. You are just like, well, how can I take this same life experience that's gotten me this far in my life and apply it to what I'm doing now and what I want to do on the side? That's exactly it.
And I love it so much, making content and challenging my creative side, because I like making the gears turn, you know, and looking at something and going, I wonder how I can do that, or thinking about something in my head and going, that would be cool. Let's try to make it happen.
And you can tell if you have ever tuned into Crash's cosplay and his dream, like it's clear that what you're trying to do is next level. Like, even in your overlays, like the fact that your camera looks this clean, full disclosure, y'all, the reason my camera looks this clean is because Crash's camera looks this clean. I saw it in his stream, and I think I was tuning in. I was using like my FaceTime camera on my Mac previously, but
Is that when you upgraded?
That's
you
when
saw my camera, and then you're like, I want that.
I asked him, like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I use a Canon or whatever. And I was like, wait, it just dawned on me. Oh my God, I'm sure there's something that can make this Canon that I have connect to my computer. And so I did the quick Google, and I was like, oh, I just need this driver. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, I've got the best camera of our group. Ta-da!
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
So thank you.
I think always innovating is like huge, right? I feel like if I'm stagnant, and I kind of feel that way now, honestly, with my stream. I'm super excited for switching things up this January.
And let's talk about that, because previously, first of all, currently, what are you doing on your stream now? Like, if someone was tuning in this month, right now, what kind of things are they going to see on it?
So I've been trying different games sporadically throughout my streams. So like every stream is like a different game, and I've been just kind of switching things up, keeping it new, because if it's fresh for me, I feel like it's fresh for you guys, and if I'm not having fun, you guys aren't having fun, right? Exactly. So that's how I feel about it. I find that playing games on stream, I'm doing way more just chatting streams now, and I find that playing games on stream, I'm not as passionate about it anymore. I used to really like it, but now it's like now for me it's more about the community, and it's more about this, right? This communication, this with you guys. I care more about that than just playing something on my TV, on my monitor, you know? So with that said, I have this huge plan in January to use what I know and switch the stream over to more of a late night talk show kind of style of a stream. So similar to what you guys are doing. And in fact, I had the idea, and then you had, and we talked, and you were like, yeah, I'm thinking about, we're going to start doing a Geek Out sessions and stuff. And we were talking, we were like, what? That's the same idea.
We just had the same idea at the same time.
I feel like it was the exact same time. Yeah. And I mean, obviously you guys implemented it before me, but I mean, my whole thought process in my head is, set up a mini stage. I need to like almost build a desk, because I want my monitor to be inset into my desk. So there's nothing on top, and it's just the desk there. And I'm gonna have guests on the show. I'm going to write segments, games. It's gonna be a whole production. You know, not scripted, but organized. And that's the direction I want to go in January. The only problem is starting that up. I mean, it takes a lot, obviously. I want to upgrade my mic. I need to get the new desk. I've got a whole list of stuff. But once it's there in January, we're going full force. I'm super hyped for it too, because when I'm playing games on stream, I'm not as passionate, and I feel it. And I feel like you guys feel it too. And you know, I feel like you got to keep that spark, right?
Yeah, if you're not loving what you're doing, if you're not having fun with what you're doing, especially in this kind of realm, it's not going to succeed. You're just like putting in the hours. And
that's exactly it.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I could play games. I'm not great at them, and I don't enjoy them the same way that I enjoy this interaction with you.
Yes.
Chat, by the way, cows, thank you so much. Let's make some babies, buddy. But this is what I love. This is what I live for. So I'm so glad that we are on the same page. Like, this just proves that we are the same in different universes. And I'm going to be really pissed when you do the same show, but 10 times better, because you have all the resources and the knowledge and the know-how. And I can't wait to tune in every Monday. I'm going to skip my own show and watch yours instead.
Just watch mine instead. Yeah. We'll definitely have to collab for sure. And I think it's just, I'm excited to put what I know on screen, which I haven't really done. I've done a little bit, obviously, but I haven't really been able to do that in full force. So I'm excited for that.
But that's so much exciting for you, because like you have all this experience from TV and the industry and entertainment, but that has been your piece of the end product. With this, it's all your product.
It's all me. Exactly. And I think that's nerve-wracking too, right? Like, it's exciting, but it's also nerve-wracking, and I feel like
succeed, but it's all you if you fuck up.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's kind of like a little bit of adrenaline, right? So it's exciting for me, and to feel that way about a stream, like I love that for me, and I the whole goal of me switching over to is to like just recapture that fire of when I first started streaming. It was just freaking crazy, just doing crazy stuff. Which I do a lot of crazy stuff now, but I want to bump it up a notch. I want to get the quality up there, get everything up, just like bump it up to 10, next level, and relaunch. That's the whole goal.
Yeah, and during this winter break, we're taking the next 2 weeks off. But that's my same goal. Like, I want to look, how can we do even better? How can we improve what we're doing and get all these things in a row? And I really hope that all of you in the Twitch chat go and support Crash. I dropped the command Crash in the chat, so go follow him on Twitch at the very least, so you can follow along this very exciting journey. Because honestly, if anybody's going to succeed in doing what this is, it's going to be Crash. Like,
you're too kind, Boser. You're too kind.
I'm just going to hang on your coattails and follow you to the moon.
Hey, come on, buddy. We're going.
I'm just going to do whatever Crash is doing, and we're going to create a little, I think, our new little niche, because I don't know. I'm in Twitch. I'm in talk shows and podcasts right now. That's the category I'm working in right now. And it's kind of a very small community comparatively to everything else on Twitch.
Oh, and absolutely.
The boats are rising. Like, people are realizing this is what we want to see, because you can watch Jimmy Fallon and whatever, but you can't interact the same way you can do right now.
No, you can't. And I mean, honestly, some YouTube channels have more viewership than Jimmy Fallon or any of the late night shows.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think it is the future, and not only that, but I think more and more channels are going to start moving in that direction as well, because anybody can play a video game.
Right.
What not everybody can do is produce from scratch a podcast or a late night show, or just not everybody can do that. So proving that,
as we are.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's basically what Moonlit was saying. He meant charming as fuck.
Yes. You meant charming as fuck.
Yeah, that's what he meant. That's what he said.
Yeah, exactly. It's super exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and I can't wait for more collabs with you guys too.
No,
I think that'll happen.
Anytime. Like, I'm very excited. Anytime that Alec connected us, like, I saw your content. I saw even the level of your graphic design, and I remember when you first were working on that swoosh. Like, just show. Is there a way to show them? Because
there is.
You're set up there. The
swoosh. Yeah, my transition.
You worked on that transition, and I remember, like, you were posting about it, and I was like, that's so cool. And you have the capability. So if you can do that small thing, like, you have that knowledge, I have full support, and I know full well that you are going to succeed.
Yeah, I think what really has helped with my graphic design too is going commission. So, like, when I used to do it for fun, just on the side, After Effects, Photoshop, blah, blah. And if friends needed stuff, I'd do them, right?
Yeah.
Well, when COVID happened, I started my stream, and then a couple months later, I started, like, I've got Fiverr, I've got WeWork, I think WeWork, or Upwork, something like that. And I've got, like, all these different sites where, like, I'm offering, let me edit your video, let me do your graphic design, let me do your animations, let me do your overlays for streaming. And I think through those commissions, you just get to do it more and more and more. And obviously, the more you do something, the better you get. So I'm really happy with where I'm at now. I know I can go even higher, and I'm super excited to see what I get up to in the next couple months.
Well, I know you're going to succeed, and so you guys, please hit the command Crash and follow him on Twitch. And then also just go find him on Instagram. It's at Crash Cosplay. Because, Alec, if you had ever clicked his link in bio, you would have seen his link tree has Fiverr right there.
It does! Hey, you clicked it!
Of course I did, because I do my fucking research, bro. I want to support you. I couldn't decide where I was going to put... Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. What I was going to put in the command. So I was like, let's just do the Twitch for now, but we'll talk about everything else.
Yeah, it's really interesting deciding where you want to funnel your audience, right? Isn't that a weird thing to think about? It's like
yes,
like when you do like a paid ad on, like, socials and stuff. Yeah. You're like, okay, do I send them to my Twitch, or do I send them, like, Linktree, or where does this go?
Especially because, like, in my world, I work for a theater company, and I do social media, I do the digital marketing, I do all that. Mm-hmm. So it makes complete sense. But when it's just like this little tiny world you're building on your own, it's like, oh, I don't know, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
But it's really fun and exciting.
I think the unknown, the journey of the unknown, is incredible, and that's what I'm excited for you when you are when you start growing way more in the future, and you're already growing a lot now. But
I love that word.
In the future,
not if.
When. And like for the future of my channel too, I think it's like always that improving, always that strive to do more, you know. And I think it's so exciting. It makes me giddy just thinking about it. Yeah, I'm super hyped to try it out.
Honestly, Crash, that's the reason you're going to succeed, and I know it, is because I feel like anybody can succeed. You just either need more knowledge or you need more motivation.
I don't even
fucking both.
Thanks, Boser. I don't even think it's that. I think it just boils down to motivation, right? Because knowledge, you can learn anything online. You really can.
Right. Yeah.
If you're motivated, if you have the passion, if you're like hustling every single day and making it work, you know, I think you can learn any of that. And I feel like when people, I don't know, I feel like it's a mindset, right? Then you're the same way, Boser. When I get stagnant, I feel weird and nervous and awkward. I want to always be in that grind, you know, that motion.
And that's the problem with FGBG. That's always been our problem, is as soon as things get stable, we get bored. And so we shift it, which then hurts the traffic and hurts the algorithm. And then we fuck ourselves because we got bored. And that's the problem.
I feel that. There's certain things that are things on my channel that that's right. There's certain things on my channel that I wish weren't a thing, but they most absolutely are. Like me, so like I did a 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
And I made a sandwich at like hour 16 or something, and I'm dying at this point, you know? I'm so tired, and I'm just like...
You have, 8 more hours.
If any of you have ever done a 24-hour stream, it's insane. You just you stop thinking. So I take the camera, and I had it so where it's with me all the time. I was gaming here, then if I needed to take a break, camera outside or kitchen. So I get out my sandwich stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, making a sandwich, starving. And I hate eating on stream. You'll see, I never eat on stream. I hate it. But I get out a sandwich, and I start making it, and I had one of the squeeze bottles of mayo.
Yeah.
I'm mayoing my sandwich, and I don't know what got into me, man. I just kept mayoing. I just kept going. Like a ridiculous amount of mayo on a sandwich. And then I release, and I go to the next slice, and I'm just like, mayo, just all over the damn thing. And everyone's like, that is a lot of mayo, bro. I'm like, no, it's fine. And my 24-hour stream, and I go back and watch the clip, and it was a lot of mayo. So now I'm known on my stream as like this guy that loves mayo, and it doesn't help. I wrote a intro rap video for my wrote and produced for my channel, and I say Ayo in it because Ayo's like my hello. It's my thing on stream. Ayo.
Oh my god, I do the same thing though, but I use an E instead of an A.
EYO? Are we the same person?
Like, every time I pop in a stream, the first thing I say, Ayo!
I wonder, can you hear this?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's not going to work. Never mind, I don't have my thing. Anyway, I stole it from Borderlands, you know? That Steve guy.
You know what we can hear and see? Just for a quick minute and a half, we can see this.
Crash is the name, and you know my story. I don't stream for the views, just the guts and glory.
Where'd it go? Where'd it stop? No!
Crash is the name, and you know my story. I don't stream for the views, just the guts and glory.
Okay, we get 5 seconds. That's some bullshit. What the hell is that? That's brilliant. In that 5 seconds, I want to make a video. I can't hear you now. Now it screwed up our...
Oh, hello?
Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay, anyway. Ayo is like... It's so hard to rhyme. Try rhyming Ayo. Chat, try rhyming Ayo. You cannot rhyme Ayo.
Fayo. Heyo, Cleo, Deo, Deo,
Deo, Misa Deo. Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah, okay. Deo works. Me one go home. De, Misa Deo. All right. Mayo was the only thing that could rhyme, and it fits with the clip. So I had to use it in my song, my intro song to my channel, and now it's there. It's just always there. I wonder if maybe we can play it if we do this. Hold on, I wonder if I might be able to. Oh, that's the Mayo clip. I could be able to. Hold on a sec here.
I don't know why that video just cut out at 5 seconds. It shouldn't.
Yeah, it's weird. That's okay though.
We'll see.
Yeah, I got it here.
Audio comes through though. That's the thing.
Yeah, we'll see if the audio comes through. Okay.
And honestly, I had you send this to me, and
Can you hear this?
Because I want people to see this. Like, you put a lot of work into this video.
Can you hear this? Or no?
Only barely through your mic, but very
really.
Barely.
Oh, oof. Okay, it's not gonna work. That's okay.
Oh, I see you putting a lot of mayo on a second.
Oh yeah, this is the Mayo clip. I'll actually show it real quick. So this is the Mayo clip. This is at my. I was so tired at this point. Oh, I guess I was only 9 hours in. I don't know why I was delirious.
Those are some bougie ass PJs. Is that what you actually sleep in?
Hell yeah, satin PJs, bud. I got a pair. I got a set.
Sweats and a t-shirt.
Look at how much mayo. Look at this. I run out and I just go again. Way too much mayo.
Also, McDougal, I wasn't sure you were still here, but I quickly grabbed this just because I just want you to see the love that I have for you at all times within reach.
So much mayo. So that became a thing on my stream. And I think it's funny that things like that just pop out of nowhere, you know? And then you just kind of incorporate it, make it part of your brand, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you unintentionally use that much mayo, then that is intentionally part of your brand. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I maybe so. Maybe so. I'm still not a fan of it. But I think it's weird how things like that have traction, you know? And you just kind of lean into it with your community. I feel like my community helped build my channel as much as I did, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is it's a community. It's not just viewers. They're a community. And because it is a community, they have an integral piece of building what is being created for the next year and the next month and the next day even. And that's what I love. Like FGBG, I really don't feel like we might have had a very blurry vision for what we wanted to be in the future. But as people came in and joined part of it, it became more and more clear what needed to happen and what it should be. And I'm sure
I see that in the response when I stream video games and I get pro tip, any streamers out there, do not watch your viewers while you're streaming. It is the worst thing you could do, whether you know it or not. It affects you on stream, whether you know it or not. It does.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't believe it when I first started. I'm like, I want to know. No, it absolutely does. So I don't pay attention, but when I see my metrics after, and I do like a video game stream, and I get half the viewership I would on a just chatting, just me hanging out with my community. It's like, it confirms what I already feel in my head. Is what I'm passionate about. Redoing that, leaning into the community and leaning into more of a show, more of a just chatting than an actual just gaming channel. And I'm not good at video games, Boser. I'm about as good as you. Thank
you. I'm so glad somebody else. See, because we are the fucking same person.
We're the same person.
How did this happen?
East Coast Crash here.
You're the blonde-haired, blue-eyed East Coast version of the Midwest brown-haired, beady-eyed person that I am.
Chicago's considered Midwest?
Hell yeah. Indiana? I'm in Indiana, bro.
Oh yeah, you're in Indiana. Sorry.
Farmville.
You said C2E2 and I got...
What? That's still Midwest. I think Midwest goes all the way to what? Like Oklahoma.
Does it really?
Yeah. So you were mentioning some great tips, but like if somebody wanted to do what you're doing, whether it's on stream or in cosplay or like the future of what you're headed towards, what advice would you give them? Like you just mentioned, don't look at viewers. Just make your content. What else?
Number one thing: be wrong. Always be wrong. Try something, and if it doesn't work, be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You just experiment, and if you think you know the best way to do something, you don't. You probably don't. There's probably someone out there who has a better, cooler way of you to do it, and you can find out. I feel like being open to learning, and always being okay with being wrong are like two huge things for starting streaming. I would never recommend watching your viewership. And Moon's streaming too, and I'm trying to help her with her stream, but she watches her viewers, and I'm like, don't. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but don't. And always be willing to learn and try new stuff. You never know what's going to work, and be okay to fail. I feel like a lot of people, when they first start out streaming, they're afraid to fail, whatever that means with streaming. And you just gotta be okay with it. And if you fail, steer into it and turn it into a win,
And so many things I've seen, like I've spoken to people that want to stream or make a YouTube channel, and they want to make sure they have the best camera, the best mic, the best lighting, but you don't even know what the best is until, like you said, you made all the wrong decisions first and you failed.
I started out with, I wonder if I don't have it here still, but I started out with a lamp using a piece of paper in it to diffuse the light. Yeah. Just the raw bulb. Yeah. Raw bulb, piece of paper in it to diffuse the light. I had my camera. I used the old phone I had and used IV cam, which is great for you guys. Number one, supersedes all other rules. If you don't have a camera and you're streaming, get a camera. Get something. And you have to be present. Anything. Anyway, I used my old phone camera, and I used thumbtacks in the wall, and I put a piece of Scotch tape on the back of my phone because I wanted it tilted down, So Scotch tape on the top, thumbtacks in the bottom, and taped it just long enough to where it was tilted slightly down, and I'd reach behind between the wall and my camera and hit connect. And that was my camera for the longest time, right up against the wall, and I had the lamp for my light, and now look, I got an EOS R with a 35mm lens. I've got two Elgato key lights. It's progressing, and I think people are afraid to start because they want to start 100%, and I feel like you got to start with something and then just upgrade. You can always change it,
because if you didn't do all that bullshit, you wouldn't even know how to improve. Right?
No, I wouldn't know what I need first. I would have no idea. Now, I'm a simp for nice looking video.
Oh yeah.
Everybody says do audio first.
Fuck that.
Do nice looking video.
Yes. Oh wait, this way. I gotta go this way.
Yeah. All right. Yes, I feel you, Boser. Everyone says audio first. Yeah, make sure your audio isn't complete crap. Sure, but video, man. I have a soft spot for that. So I did video first, but every video, everybody you watch, sure. Everybody you watch, you'll see them say mic first, and just make sure your mic doesn't sound like crap. Then buy a new camera. That's what I say. Because you could do more too, right? So like I could do like on this camera. Let's say I want to zoom in. Let's say I want to do my zoom, right?
You're gonna keep talking. Do a quick tutorial. I'm gonna pee while you're giving this.
Okay, you're absolutely fine. So I'm gonna do my zoom. Where's my zoom? I'm trying to find it. Oh, I could do it here. So I could do my zoom here, and you see, even though it's like super zoomed, if I was on like a webcam or something, this zoom would look horrible, like quality-wise. But it doesn't, because I'm using a really nice camera. And you can't do that. You can't do things like this, like a wide stream. You can't do things like that on just using a normal camera, because the quality degrades. So when you can keep the integrity of your quality of the camera, I think it's a lot better. Whoa, never seen the zoom. It looks so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, Alec. Alec has been here since the start. Since I had my phone thumbtack to the wall and everything. So you've seen it all, bud. But like, it's things like that you can't have fun with, that you can't necessarily do with a cheaper, less nice looking camera. So I think it's like visual tricks like that you can't necessarily do. Now I think having multiple cameras is a good idea. I used to have multiple cameras. My other one's like packed away right now, but I need to get it out and use it. I'm just super happy with where my stream has come from like where it started. It started so bad, like so bad. And in fact, I'll show you guys real quick. I'll show you like the earliest clip I have. I'll do my best to show you guys, because it's like, it's bad. It's really bad. And Alec was here for it, but it takes forever. It's just...
Here's the play.
You're not going to hear any audio, but you can see the quality. What up, Boser?
All right, we're back.
Welcome back. I'm just gonna go back to the oldest. Whoa! I'm gonna go back to the oldest clip I have.
Okay.
And see if I can find it.
Oh,
wait.
Find what?
Of my stream. Find me with my phone taped to the wall.
Oh, yes, I want to see this.
Okay, I think that's for sure one, but I'm gonna try to find one that's like a lot longer. Okay, so I have a few here, but we're gonna...
So he's going to find this, and then we're gearing up to answer some really embarrassing questions in just a few minutes. Look, Boser, he likes it. Oh,
so,
you like
all right,
Lyoko?
check this out. So, I don't like Code Lyoko. So this, like, I literally had just a green screen up. This is when I went bald for affiliate.
What the hell?
So when I hit affiliate, I try to do crazy stuff like this, like always switch it up, you know. So this is when I went bald for affiliate, but this is just my camera taped to the wall with a lamp for the light. That's literally all it is. That was horrible.
Actually, pretty okay.
And this too.
Oh look, Code
if you
Lyoko.
see that, yeah. So we did a Code Lyoko watch along, but this is just a green screen with a lamp. You can see how warm it is. That's because it's just a lamp, just sitting there. And you can still make it look good, even though you're using whatever you have at the time.
So I hope you guys are paying attention to what he's saying. I hope you're gaining something, and if you are, let me know in the chat. If this is something that you're ever wanting to do, or it's like, I want to be a streamer, I want to do YouTube, I want to be a creator, like, what must I do? This is what we're talking about every week. Like, I hope you're taking nuggets of wisdom from all of my guests every Monday, and you're figuring out what you need to do to make your content, or at least the inspiration to get started. Because like he's mentioned, and like we've said, it's just get started. Get started with the least that you have. Because Crash, we started our YouTube channel. We started on YouTube originally in a podcast. And
so I've heard.
We had our video. It was just like you. We had an iPhone. We put it in a selfie stick, and we didn't have a tripod. So we just like a wine bottle and put it on the table.
That's amazing. I feel like
yeah, that's how it started.
You got to do that to start, right? I feel like you have to. I mean, even now, there's so many things I can improve on. I have my EOS. This camera is sitting on a Amazon box and the Canon camera box that are measured accurately to be a good height for the stream. I need a tripod. I want to upgrade my mic. I've got my Yeti. I've got a blue Yeti that's about a decade old. Yeah. And I want to get a Go XLR too. So there's always stuff you can improve on your stream. So if you think, oh, I'm not going to stream until I have this camera and this mic, blah, 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 you're always going to want to improve. So just just hop in. Just do it.
Don't wait until you have everything, because you're never going to have everything. Because as soon as you think you have everything, you don't have everything. So just stop wasting your life. Get started. This is living. We're living, Crash. This is it.
That's exactly it. I feel like, and I let that bar me for a while too. So I feel that I don't want to stream because I don't have what I want to have to stream. You know.
I'm grateful for like PK. Like he really got this whole thing started in the beginning. He approached me. He's like, "This is what I want to do. and I trusted him to have everything we needed. I knew nothing. And so I didn't even allow myself to have the barriers to think that I needed anything, because I'm like, it's not my responsibility, it's his. And I just showed up. And so, like, as we've gotten bigger and as we grow and as he stepped away to do other great things, like, I've had to learn these things. And I do feel myself like I have all these gatekeeping things that I put in way of myself. But at the end of the day, we still have the same mindset. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just try.
That's exactly it. And like, you'll love this. Circle back. Don't be afraid to fail. If you try it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
You know? Yeah.
I don't learn anything until I fail first.
There you go.
I have to fail first, and then I learn. I will
and
not.
Then you can go back and learn. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's super key.
Great.
I gotta may use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. All right. Keep chat entertained. I'll be right back, guys.
So, guys, thank you so much. We are about to answer a bunch of embarrassing questions. Like, let me just read you off some of these questions I've got listed here. Questions like, have you ever tasted a booger? I don't know. Have you ever farted in an elevator? Do you have an imaginary friend growing up? Did your parents ever give you birds and the bees talk, and how? What's your worst habit? You were in a public restroom and just went number 2. Then you realize your stall has no toilet paper. What do? We're about to out ourselves, and you're here for it. So we have 0 dignity, and we're going to measure who had the least dignity. But I want to know, Boser, you're going to say yes to all of these things. Yes. Have you ever tasted a booger? Yes. You have no toilet paper. What do? Yes. But honestly, I do want to know, because part of the reason that we do have these conversations live on stream, like, I could selfishly have these alone, but I want to have these with you because I want you to gain something from them. And I don't want any of you to leave this chat tonight thinking that there's any reason you shouldn't start doing the thing that you want to do. And part of our big thing here at 4 Geeks by Geeks is, like, we are for you geeking out loud about what you're geeking out about. Because as this becomes more and more popular, it might become more and more easier, but not for all of us as individuals. And if there's anything keeping you from leaning into that thing you love, or like just sharing your love for an anime or cosplaying or jumping into streaming or content creation, we want to be that place that encourages you to just start. Because it's just the starting. You just have to start. And we're your safe space. You can make all those failures. We'll be there with you. We'll give you that feedback if you want it. Well, there's plenty of people in our Discord that will be there for you. And, like, we just need to create a community. All of us looking to create content.
All right, I'm back.
Can support each other.
Nope, I'm not back yet. Hold on.
So, if that's you, please just join the Discord. You can use Command Discord and you join our Discord, and there's plenty of people there for you.
No, I'm back.
And obviously, we are here for you, as well as Crash is here for you. I don't see your video, Crash, so I'm not gonna bring you back in till
I'm back. Oh, my video.
On video. Oops. There you are. And here he is.
And I'm back.
There he is.
So I put on the flash suit is a onesie. So it's a spandex suit, right? Zips up in the back.
Okay.
And then I put on the sweater, which covers the entire zipper.
You pissed your pants.
Therefore, it was a complicated situation. It is now solved. We are good to go. And what are you drinking, Boser?
This is just a Bud Light. Earlier it was whiskey. Now
you had to pick the worst beer ever.
Excuse me.
Bud Light? Are you kidding me?
It's like water. I just pound it.
No. I'm going to butcher the name. I always say it wrong and Knight has to correct me. Michelob Ultra?
That's right. That's correct.
That's so good.
It's the champagne of beers.
Why not that? That is not Bud Light?
Oh, it all comes down... Okay, so I used to be a Coors guy. Only because Coors... I didn't used to drink beer. This is a random story. I didn't used to drink beer growing up. I didn't used to drink growing up. Like, in my house, drinking was no-go.
Boser! How are we the same people? So it was never like specifically outlawed in my house. And my dad made us martinis for our 18th birthday. We did a James Bond thing, but nobody in my family drinks except for my uncle. Like nobody. Any family gatherings, anything, they just don't, and we just don't do it. That's crazy, dude.
No, ours comes
Same thing with
a religious thing that I grew up in, and so like drinking was a no-no.
Oh, interesting.
But
What religion is that? Do you mind me asking?
No, Christian Church of Christ, like hella.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see in the Bible when Jesus turned water to wine. I didn't see them mention that nobody should drink it.
Church of Christ. Like this isn't you go to your mega church where people are hands in the air and there's like rock band. This is like hymns, no instruments, like only
Lutheran.
This is
was it Lutheran?
No, it's Church of Christ. That's what it's called, Church of Christ.
I was gonna say because Lutherans like. I mean, no offense to any Lutherans here, or Catholics, but Lutheran is like super strict like that too. Like they do Latin and everything. Interesting.
But no, that's the world I grew up in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, adjacent. I'd say.
It is probably very adjacent. My grandpa was Lutheran.
I'm drinking Buffalo Trace, which is by far the best bourbon whiskey you can buy.
Well, I had some Slow and Low from Hostetler's.
I actually haven't tried that.
It's good. It's
we went to. I was just Knight of Bloodhaven. He just married a girl of Gotham, which is actually they've been together for like 6 or 7 years now, and they just married. And we had the bachelor party. In Louisville, Kentucky. We actually got to tour the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Oh, I saw
go all around it. Yeah, and in fact, I don't know if you're. Are you allowed to say where in Indiana you are?
South Bend.
You in South End?
South Bend.
Where's South Bend?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Indiana. Where? Is it bottom? Southern Indiana? North?
It's right in the middle top. We call it Michigan because it's Michigan-Indiana borderline, so this is Michiana.
Well, I was going to say, because when we were in Louisville, they literally had a bridge that you walk over and you're in Indianapolis. You're in Indiana. And you're like 30 minutes from Indianapolis.
We're about 5 hours from where you were, north.
Well, we're so close yet so far.
Yeah.
We were just that close.
Well, anyway, I'm ready to answer some embarrassing questions. How about you?
Let's get to it.
So,
dude, that intro music bops. Where do you get it?
We had a commission.
You had a commission? Ooh, Mr. Moneybags over here.
Well, we had a friend, so he's a friend, so we gave him
there you go.
Friend discount. But
okay,
that's our theme song, and I love it. It really pops. So
you need a rap over it.
We've got a list. I wrote a whole kind of punk pop song over it, but we just never got to recording it.
Okay, well, we'll talk after. We'll talk after.
I'm gonna tell my wife I'll be until midnight, just hanging out with you afterward.
Perfect.
So I've got a list of questions. So here's the rules. I'm not really like reading in. There's 400, so I'm kind of just scrolling, stopping reading. I haven't thought about any of these. We're gonna answer them, but if there's a question that I land on that you're not comfortable answering, you have to drink.
Gotcha. Deal. I make a promise to the chat. I'm gonna go through all of these. Okay. I'm gonna go through all of these. I swear. I'm gonna make it happen.
Hi, Bree. She likes her sweaters.
Hey. Oh wait. Hold on.
There you
I can't get up too tall because I'm literally wearing underwear right now. I'm reverted back to my natural stream state.
Your onesie off, you put the sweater on. And
hell yeah! Calling it good. You're calling it good. Calling it good. Just straight. Not Pooh Bear. I'm wearing something. It's underwear, but it's not much, but it's something. No, listen, listen. Number one stream tip: if you're not streaming in your underwear, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what are you doing, man?
I'm failing. See?
You're failing. Don't put pants on.
I got pants.
What, with a belt? Who are you? What are you doing?
Always a belt.
You're streaming. You're supposed to be chill. What is? Alec told me to put pants on. No can do, Buckaroo. No can do.
Number one, Crash. What was the last thing you searched for on your phone?
Last thing I searched for? Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta look it up. Last Google search. Oh, here we go. for the stream itself. 8 p.m. EST in California. Because I thought it was 5:30, but I was like, wait, am I right? I'm right? That's the latest thing.
I argued about that because I think, do you guys not observe daylight savings time?
Yeah, we do.
You do? Because
everybody does.
Years ago, it was 4 hours difference. Now it's only 3.
Now it's only 3. Interesting.
We're 3 hours apart, but I guarantee, years ago we were 4 hours apart, and I don't know what changed or when. Also, out of respect for not just myself but my loved ones, I'm not answering that question.
Oh wow! Okay. Hey, because Boser's not answering it. I'll let you get. This was my search before that because this is more fun. That was my search before that.
What is it? Because if it brought shame to me, I would answer. But for my family,
shame on you. Shame on your family.
No. All right. Question number 2. Oh God. What would you rate your looks on a scale of 1 to 10?
Okay. We can answer this, but we can't use 7.
Why?
Because everybody goes for 7.
Okay. Damn.
So you could do it, but you can't do 7.
Okay. Then I'll go first. You went first last time. If I can't use 7, which I was gonna go 7.
Yeah, everybody goes 7. You can't do 7.
It feels like a solid, I don't know, like I guess 6.
Yeah, I do 7 too, but I'm gonna go 6. I'm not confident enough for an 8. I'll go 6.
8 feels high. 8
feels high.
You're a couple points away from godlike.
7 is the right, but everybody goes 7, right? Like everybody does.
Yeah,
it's the go-to.
Oh, Bree's doing wine. I'm doing some beer. You got some what? Buffalo
I got some Buffalo Trace whiskey. I'm just drinking it straight. This stuff is so good.
Well, I started before you were on. I was just drinking some whiskey just to get myself warmed up.
Nice.
Until I didn't hurry.
I had a rule. I wouldn't start drinking because I'm still recovering from the bachelor party. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh come on, you're young. Recover faster,
buddy. We drank so much. So much. I died, man.
Weeks.
I like straight up weeks, bro. My liver. I thought I was gonna have to have surgery. Anyway, I had to drink my whole glass of water, and then I spilled all the water on my desk. So now I just went straight for whiskey. You know.
Okay. Would you rather lose your sex organs forever or gain 200 pounds?
Oh, I mean, at that point, that's like losing your sex organs forever. So I just lose sex organs.
I've seen a lot of TLC shows, and these people are having sex, even in the
Ow!
So no, I'm not losing my sex organ.
Okay,
200 pounds.
Okay, we're gonna prove this real quick.
Can I gain 200 pounds of muscle?
Okay.
Is that a case?
Okay. Okay, so the parts are at the bottom. How does it work?
I don't know, but it somehow works.
It just
on TLC.
How do you? Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
If you really want it hard enough, you're gonna make it work.
If you want it hard enough, you're gonna adjust. I feel like they're both bad, but sex organs, because I can at least look at myself in the mirror and be okay with it. Wait. Am I able to lose said 200 pounds?
Yeah, eventually, but you gotta work for it, maybe.
Well, okay. I'm okay with working for it. Yeah. Okay, I'd take 200 pounds.
Yeah. Because that's reversible, you're right. But just chopping it off, you can't just glue it back on later.
No, you can't. At that point, you're kind of just done.
What's the longest time you stayed in the bathroom, and why did you stay for that long? I did not write these questions, BT, no. Okay, I guess the longest I've ever stayed in the bathroom is when I was throwing my brains up.
Yes.
And I woke up the next day and how did I get here? And it was 12 hours later.
I didn't spend the night, but I spent a good 6 or 7 hours. We're playing D&D, right? And we have a monthly D&D game. We're playing D&D, and I got 2 bottles of mead and some like mixers, whatever, and we're drinking because D&D. And I'm like, I'm just gonna drink mead tonight, obviously. So I'm mead, drink, and if you don't know, mead has the same alcohol as, or even more than wine, and you don't think of it because it tastes so good. Yeah. So I'm just like drinking mead, and I'm drinking, and I'm like, I have to get up and go to the bathroom. I got up, I felt it like hit me like a train, and yeah, I stood up, and I didn't even feel like that drunk. But once I stood up, I was just like boom, and I spent the rest of the night in the bathroom. And in fact, my fellow companions, I was harassing people before because my character is supposed to be a drunk. He's a drunk rock gnome, tinker.
Dragonborn, and we were gonna.
Oh, he's like consistently drunk though because he's a tinker. So he always so all of his inventions now are cursed. So anytime he invents something, it's cursed, and he's like always drinking because of it. Because of his failures, a war broke out. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Anyway, they tied me up and threw me in the back of the wagon, and that's where I was for the rest of that game night because it was just too much.
While you're puking out your brains in the bathroom.
Yes, exactly.
I love that D&D was a catalyst for this.
Of course it was.
The exact same way too. This is insane.
It's rough. Meeting that middle ground of being drunk and playing a character that's drunk it's too easy to slide. It's
too easy. Ooh. I don't know who this is or what that means, but I think we are trending in some other country somewhere.
Vark Tech. Ooh.
Okay, have you ever waved at someone thinking they saw you when really they didn't?
Dude, all the time. I don't know if it's conceited of me, but I always think whenever I see someone wave, I think it's me. Right? Like, I feel like if I'm physically... Now, I don't see people wave often, even if they're waving at me. But when I do, I just assume it's me.
You can't be bothered to notice.
No, I am the worst, dude. I have the worst memory, and I'm not very perceptive. But once I focus on something, I'm focused. That's why I keep Alec around. He works as like a second memory, and then anybody around me is supposed to point things out to me.
Which is why last Monday you thought we were streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, Alec is the reason. Alec is the reason. He kept reminding me Monday for Geeks by Geeks, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
Because I mean, he would know better than either of us.
He would know better than me, man. I was like, I had you in my calendar too, but I was like, oh, maybe I messed it up.
Somehow, because even you shared when I shared the date, the 13th, and you were like, oh, I'll be there the 13th, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, it's today, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just messed up.
I thought
How about you, Boser?
So fucking prepared. I was like, man, this man is a week and a half ahead.
You know,
level.
I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case. Listen, January is gonna be a fun show for me. I'll tell you what.
We're gonna make it happen. But I mean, let me tell you, when you start scheduling your guests, it's a lot. It's a whole nother issue.
Oh, so I'm sure.
Experience that.
I'm gonna hire a secretary. I'm gonna hire a assistant casting producer. There you go. That's your job.
Would you rather be caught picking a wedgie or picking your nose?
Oh, wedgie for sure. Wedgie, hands down. Who picks their nose? That's so gross.
I mean, when I drive a lot.
When you drive?
Tissue, I feel something, but I use my thumb. Like, okay. I'll be driving, I'll do this. So it's like, it's not actually...
And you just flick it on your passenger? It just like...
Yeah, right.
Passenger just goes...
Then I'll grab a napkin. But it's not like... I've got a big nose, buddy. Like, there's a lot of air that gets up here. It dries it out. And there's nothing you can do. You don't always... I don't always feel like I'm going to blow my nose. Like, there's crusties.
It's not coming out by any amount of blowing.
No, you need to get something and grab it and pull it out of there. It's the only way. You know most people, you judge us all you want, but you literally cannot fathom the life we're living. You sit there high and mighty. Do you pee in the shower?
Gross, that's disgusting.
What?
I mean,
gross.
What? Why? And you have a wife. What happens if she hops in with you? You just still go?
We have separate bathrooms.
You have separate. Oh, wonderful.
So I'm like,
why
in the shower? Because we have a house for more people than we need, and so why not just have our own bathrooms?
Oh, see, I live in California, so we have to conserve water. So I shower with my girlfriend.
I live in Indiana, and I turn the shower on for 20 minutes before I can get in.
That's amazing. All right, Boser, I'm coming over.
But like George Costanza, it's all pipes.
It's all pipes.
What's it matter? Sorry, I'm just scrolling. Have you ever stolen a library book?
Oh, unintentionally? Absolutely. My memory's so bad, like I forget, and then it's just there, and then it's just like, okay, I own this now,
But then you have to pay for it eventually, right?
Yeah, I paid for it eventually, but it's still stolen.
Stolen library book versus a late fee.
What?
How much do you pay for a stolen library book versus how much you would pay if it was just a late fee?
I feel like it's MSRP. I feel like they screw you over that way. Even though it's used, I feel like it's like full MSRP
of a library book.
I know. I feel like it's like, I know it's used and it's got like stamps all over it and stuff, but hey.
But we're going to charge you for quadruple the value because we were trying to...
Because we can.
Because you're a jackass.
Because you're a jack. Yeah, exactly. Now, I will say, addendum, it was mostly school libraries, so I don't know if that counts. Well, I feel like that doesn't count.
So it's fine.
I haven't been to a library in like 6 or 7 years, man. I used to read comics in libraries, too.
Yeah, no, I'll check out like comics books or manga, or my wife goes there a lot for like murder mysteries.
I don't read fast enough for it. Like, it's not that Crash doesn't know how to read. No, it's not that I don't know how to read or I'd read slow. I actually speed read, but it's me. I physically have to take the time out of my day to read, and I haven't done that lately, and I need to, but I just haven't done it. I've got a full book series that I need to read, and I just haven't. I haven't taken that time. I need to.
Can I change your life real quick? You're gonna
change my life.
App Hoopla.
Hoopla.
Hoopla. And anybody else out there, I think it's national. It's called Hoopla. Hoopla. And
Hoopla.
It connects with your local library. And you can use your... Yep, that's it. You can use your library card number, hook in with your local library, and you can check out ebooks and audiobooks.
That is so cool.
I burned through audiobooks, because I don't read well when I open the pages. It takes me
That's awesome.
But I drive a lot, and I can get through a whole book in like 2 days.
I will say, I drive a lot, and I gotta say, like audiobooks are a godsend. I watch them all the time.
But this is free. It's free, and then you have like 21 days to use this book, and you can renew.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Okay, thanks, Moonlit. All right, next embarrassing question. Tell us about a time you embarrassed yourself in front of a crush.
Every day.
Who do you work with?
No, I don't work. No. I just every time I've done it so many times. I'm just an embarrassing person. Just like I'm clumsy. I forget stuff. I can promise you like adventure and fantastical times, but it's not gonna look pretty.
But that's yourself in the middle of it. No promises.
Yeah. It's I don't have all the time. It happens all the time. Just today, right before we started the stream, if someone was here, I wouldn't have stopped me from knocking over my entire glass of water. Just doing it. It happens all the time.
So growing up, I had a big crush. This was maybe 3rd or 4th grade. I had a big crush on this girl, Sarah.
Ooh.
And she had moved schools from my previous school, but it was Valentine's Day. And I wanted to give her a Valentine's gift. So our parents worked it out that I could come over. And so then she had a gift for me because it's awkward if she didn't. And we both gave each other things for our dogs because that's kind of like low pressure. It's not really for us, it's for the dogs.
It's for the dogs.
Right. Yeah. And so there was a time where my dad was hanging out in the living room with her parents and we went to the kitchen. and I had absolute zero gain. No gain. The only thing I had was act a fool and gain attention. So at one point, I put the dog's collar around my neck, and then put her dog's leash, hooked it, and put the loop end around my foot. And then I began walking myself around her house.
Okay. Haters will say it's embarrassing, but that is hilarious. That's amazing.
Until my dad himself told me on the car ride home, buddy, you embarrassed me tonight.
Oh no, your dad?
My own dad.
Big oops, buddy.
And I was like, you're supposed to support me. And I'm like, oh my god, what the hell did I do?
Boser Neko confirmed.
Huh?
Boser Neko confirmed. Neko? Do you not know what a Neko is? It's the Japanese cat girls. Like if you're half human, half animal.
What's a dog?
Neko.
What's a dog boy?
I think it's like more furry than Neko, but we want to stay clear of that verbiage.
Yep, that's me. All right, what do you say? One more, Crash. One more. Let me see. Oh my God, there's some like really inflammatory questions on this 400 list.
Pick one. Let's do it.
This is supposed to be people's escape, not like politicizing our chat.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that.
That's what I mean. Okay, what is something that no one else knows about you?
No one else. I'm pretty open about pretty much everything. Let me think. That's gonna take me a while. You want to respond while I think about it?
No one else, because like I'm the same.
Like I have a twin.
I tell everybody everything, but maybe something that like very very few people know. I'll go first.
Yeah.
In 6th or 7th grade, I found a dark web chat room that people within this chat room were convinced that they had mutant powers, or at least they lived out their fantasy in this chat room. But I was younger, so I literally thought these people were fucking superheroes. And at that time, I thought I too unlocked my superhero power.
What was your superhero power?
For some reason at that time, like I was just like having these weird spasms all the time. Like
really?
I had a lot of excess energy, or I couldn't tell you what it was, but there was something where I would like just spaz out, and I would really feel it when I got upset. So
yeah.
In my mind, it was like my superpowers were trying to escape, and my rage would just like unleash, and I would go full, and I called it full ape.
Full ape. Ooh, that's cool.
Hero name was just called Ape. And in this chat room, I was talking to the equivalent of a Professor Xavier. And she was telling me how to unlock my mutant powers.
That's amazing. I love it.
Like 12 or 13.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
And I believe it full-heartedly.
Do you remember Ray, the old movie about Ray Charles?
Yes.
Okay, this isn't what I'm going to say for the answer, but I think it's so funny how bad we want things to happen when we're kids. He was so talented, and I loved the movie so much. I told my dad, I said, I wish I was blind.
Excuse me?
I said that. I was like, man, darn, I wish I was blind.
So you just as good as him?
Yeah, so I could be as cool as Ray Charles because he was awesome. I'm like, oh, Daredevil's blind too. It wouldn't be that bad.
Daredevil. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Daredevil. Like blind people have it made.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Exactly. That is kind of like, I guess only my dad really knows that. I wonder if Kent even knows that. Wow. But no,
from your twin brother.
As kids, we used to play around as this like superhero group called the X Team,
Okay.
You know, we couldn't be X-Men because they still exist, and we couldn't be X-Force because it's a force. So we were X-Team, and I didn't even have a name for the superhero, but I could control snakes, so I could like bind people and like suffocate people with snakes. And my brother could control fire, and my cousin could control lightning and energy. We had a massive civil war between us, and in which Kent had said that because fire is energy. No. Knight had said that because fire is energy, he can control fire. No, wait. Erase that. Kent said, so Starburst, which was Knight's hero, could control energy and vice versa lightning. Kent said because lightning made fire, he could control lightning too. So he was doubling up. So this argument lasted years, man. It was like 2 or 3 years. Complete civil war of whether or not electricity counted as fire and his superhero could control it too. So I think that was like pretty...
No, I said I could control lightning because it's close.
Kent. No, it's not. It's not close.
The argument never settled.
It was never... Yeah, they still argue about it to this day.
3 years, went 12 to 15.
12 to 15. Yeah, and so, yeah, to this day, it is rough. But I didn't have to deal with that. My superhero controlled snakes, which was cool. I later upgraded to a superhero that could control ice called Ice Zones. But, you know, that's maybe a story for another day.
Pixar's coming after you for Frozone.
Frozone was after Ice Zones. I am pressed, man.
And just so you know, FGBG was first, and whatever crashes the talk show is happening second.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, I think actually your time is before mine. I think it is like legitimately because I start streams at 6 PST. You start at 5:30, so kind of a little bit before. Maybe if we do a
you could watch mine
do a
and
show.
then you get bored of it inevitably halfway through. You just go to Crashes.
That works too.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight with Crash.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. This has been honestly so much damn fun.
It's been fantastic. I've been wanting to collab with you for like a million years, so I'm glad we could finally do it. I'm glad we could finally do something.
We're the same damn person.
We're the same person.
Like our energies were connected.
Hopefully,
drawing it to each
when
other.
I update my stream and we do the big transition in January, I'm hoping we're gonna have to get together on that for sure.
Oh, I'll be there. I want to be a guest on your show.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, we could make a universe and have crossovers.
A multiverse?
A multiverse. For Geeks by Crash.
Yes, or for Crash by Geeks.
For Crash by Geeks, multiversal madness.
Crash Geeks. That doesn't make sense.
Geek Crash Geek.
I have 2 rapid fire questions that I missed.
Okay.
From the Instagram.
Oh, that's right.
Both by Alec. 1, on your channel, who's your favorite mod?
Alec, hands down. He's a boss, man.
And tell Boser how much you love Code Lyoko.
I absolutely hate Code Lyoko. I'm not on my channel. You can't force me to say things. I hate Code Lyoko so much. Like, thank you, Boser. It's bad. Like, bad. It is so bad. And I wish you would realize it's bad.
Sorry,
but we're talking to the same guy. And I'm sorry, Alec. We're talking to the same guy that thinks Mystic Force is the best Power Rangers, too. So.
Okay, but. It's
Boser, don't.
Maybe.
Mystic Force?
No, Mystic Force was the last one I watched growing up until I stopped watching. So it does have kind of a nostalgic moment. And I'm like,
Ninjas.
Interesting.
Ninjas was mine. Ninja Force was my last one when I was growing up. But Time Force it's so good.
Yeah,
you guys are the same people.
I need to know if I'm the same person as your brother now.
Ninja Storm. Sorry, Alec. Yeah. But I also, if you get the chance, you want to rewatch Power Rangers Space is pretty cool. It's pretty crazy.
Space Force.
I've been watching Space. No, I think Power Rangers in Space or just Space.
Power Rangers
in space.
Oh my God, Crash! This is like filled my heart 3 sizes, and I didn't know it had shrunk. So thank you so much.
I have given Boser a pulmonary embolism. Now we are good to go.
Great, we're good. But if you enjoyed tonight, be sure to hit that follow button. And if you really enjoyed tonight, hit that subscribe button, because we do this every Monday night. We are going to take the next couple weeks off for the holidays, but we'll be back hard in January with a full schedule. And I'm scheduled all the way through the end of February, so you know I've got tons of guests. And of course, we're going to have Crash back eventually.
Let's go.
And then I'm going to be a guest on his show, so you're going to want to follow his channel, and you can hit that command Crash. Oh, I apparently hotkeyed ourselves to be.
That's so cool.
I didn't realize what I hit, but I did. So whatever, I'm going to go with it. So go ahead and give his channel a follow so that you can be sure whenever his talk show takes off, much further than ours, and he's much famous, and he has Ellen DeGeneres on as a guest, and we're just watching, being super important fans.
It's going to be awesome, guys. I'm super excited for all the cool stuff that 4Geeks by Geeks has coming up, and I'm hyped for the stuff I have coming up. We're going to collab a lot more often, I think, and it's just going to be awesome. All around good time.
We've spoken for 3 hours. We're friends now.
Has it been 3 hours? Oh, it's been
I don't know.
2.5, 2 and some change.
But by the time we're done, it's going to be 3.
Yeah, probably.
And then Wednesday, we always have gaming with Moose, and he does some games we can play with him. He just does some we can vibe in the chat. And then Thursdays is our ongoing D&D campaign. And come January 2nd, we have
D&D is awesome.
It's so awesome. January 2nd, we are going to have our 12-hour live stream of our finale event. And we're going to combine that with the 12-hour live stream that you are due for months. So we are going to be in Uwu-made costumes playing D&D live in Moose's apartment.
That sounds amazing. Where's my invite, Boser? I didn't get invited.
You haven't been part of the campaign.
Not yet.
You can watch it.
Not yet. I'm excited for Time Flash. He's going to be doing a D&D thing, and he said he's going to have guests on. So
okay.
Look out for that, too.
But, I mean, it's going to be 12 hours, so who knows how long the campaign finale is actually going to be. We're probably going to have, like, 18 hours left.
Whatever you get, double it.
Come in.
Whatever you get, double it. So it's going to be 24 hours. Right. I mean, it's D&D, right? You schedule a 6-hour game, it ends up 12 hours. You got to double it.
We've actually, we keep it pretty tight at 2 hours a night. So I'm really excited to just be able to let loose and not give a crap about the time.
That'll be really cool. Yeah, just keep going. Well, try not to drink too much and end up in the bathroom for 6 hours.
I didn't think about that. I usually can't get that drunk in 2 hours, but in 12 hours? Crash, do you have anybody that we could raid when we're done with this?
I think I do. I think we're going to show some love to... Oh, wow. Wow. I was going to say Javis, but he just ended stream. So let's see here. Oh, no, he's still up. Let's do Javis. Javis, Jaavis 93. He's got a great stream. He's always a lot of fun. He plays a lot of cool games. He's playing Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond or whatever it's called right now, but it should be a lot of fun. So I think you'll like him. He's what I recommend. He's also part of our stream fam. Show him some love too, guys. And spam the emotes. Where are the emotes at? Where's our exclamation point raid?
There you go. It's ready to go. We are about to raid, but as always, I am Boser. Who are you?
My name is Crash Cosplay, aka Crash, aka Cool Guy, aka the best.
Until next time, you just keep
geeking out.
Yeah!
Thank you, guys. I'll see you, Boser. See you, fam.
And we are clear.
Nice. All right. That was fun.
Dude, so much fun.